Joe Wiwchar is a superstar in the baseball world. Internationally, in Canada, Manitoba, and of course right here in Morden.
Kevin Booker, I'm the Vice President of High Performance for Baseball Manitoba. We're here at the celebration for Joe Wiwchar today. He's going into the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame next weekend, and he has just done so much for the game, not only locally here, but within Manitoba and extending out across the world as well. He's been to Japan, he's been to France to help develop baseball, and just a tireless worker over decades and decades. And his whole goal is just to make sure kids had a place to play and play at a high level. And he's developed coaches. He's developed administrators. Aside from all that, he's probably the crowning jewel is what he's done with the baseball, the Hall of Fame here in Morden. The museum is one of the best in Canada, possibly North America, and it's unreal the time and energy he's put into that on a volunteer basis to make that happen.
Joe has dedicated 7 decades to baseball as a player, manager, coach, volunteer, executive member, and administrator.
My name is Jim Silver. I played ball for Joe for 10 years in the 1960s, starting in 1961. It was a wonderful time. He was a great guy. We had a lot of laughs. For all that time, the bunt signal was the same, clenched fist. Steel was skin on skin. We never ever changed the signals. And we remember so many times when we'd get to the 7th or 8th inning and Joe would say, "Come on, you buddy guys." And so we had a lot of laughs, and we were a good ball team. Joe was a good coach. We had fun.
Best known for his long and successful coaching career, which spanned from 1953 to 2021, he regularly coached 2 or more teams in the season.
We were the last team Joe coached, and I remember him giving us a big booklet of if the ball was hit to a certain place, where to be, and made sure we memorized that and really taught us the basic fundamentals of baseball.
Okay, I remember Joe a couple years ago, he'd always give me a couple stacks of baseball cards just for free, whatever, and he would always give me deals on all these action figures and everything, and he was really good on rundowns during practices, and he would make sure every fielder has a job at all times. And
I'm Lane Curry. I have known Joe for a number of years now, so I'm glad to speak on his contributions to baseball in southern Manitoba in general. When I was just junior age, they started a team. Him and Les Enos started the Pembina Valley Orioles, which is still going today, and it really helped develop rural baseball in Manitoba so that some of us that were pursuing higher competition could play against junior age kids in the province.
He was part of the many championships, including 12 league championships in 18 years with the Morden Mohawks as the senior men's border league.
Representing the Mohawks, and the years that he put in with the Mohawks, and the fabulous times and the fun times we had with them, and also very amusing times. I kind of always thought, and I've been thinking about him for a few days here, and kind of thought he looked a lot like Tony La Russa, but he had an Earl Weaver, perchance to want to argue, and yeah, as far as if we weren't happy with the call, or if we needed any kind of a backup, he certainly was there to back us up and give us all the support, and that goes a long ways. We try to play hard for him too.
He taught me everything that I know about baseball. He was essentially my first coach, and he coached me basically from bantam all the way till I was done my playing career. So,
a silver medal for the Team Manitoba at the Canada Summer Games, and a gold in the 1977 Western Canada Juvenile Championship.
First played with you, I think it was hockey, maybe Bantam A, 1963. And then I played with baseball and hockey with you over the next 10 years. You're a great coach. You're a great guy. And I think what's happened since, really proves that you're a great man. Congratulations.
He was a member of the committee that formed the Manitoba Baseball Association in 1968, serving on the committee for many years.
I remember Joe, during practice, we would practice rundowns forever until we got it perfect, and we wouldn't quit until we could make them without any mistakes. Always a lot of fun, and he would always make fun of us until we got it right.
He was on the Baseball Canada Executive in 1974 and 1975 on the Planning Committee.
This is an awesome day for Joe. Played ball for him for 20 years for the Mohawks, and the reason you come back and play, he made it fun. He taught you everything, even throughout all those 20 years, but coming out here and playing for him, it was fun. He wasn't just a coach, he was a mentor, he was a friend. And this is awesome that he's being recognized, not only by Manitoba, but by Canada as well. I think there's nothing that man deserves more, because he has done it all, and coaching for all the years that he has, there's not a person in this town that has not been affected, either child, grandchild, great-grandchild, by Joe Wiwchar.
In 1998, Joe was instrumental in Morden being named the location of the Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame. He became the first administrative manager of the museum, a position he has held until this year. Congratulations to Joe for being selected into the Canada Baseball Hall of Fame. Only the 5th Manitoban to receive this accomplishment.
He was a rival. I grew up in Manitou down the road, so I never got to play too often on the winning side of his Mohawk teams, but nonetheless we had lots of battles being a neighboring community. And for the last 20 years I've resided in Morden and had the pleasure of having Joe coach my daughter in boys baseball, and it was a sensational experience for her. He's just a great contributor to baseball in Manitoba, Canada, in promoting it, and he just wants kids to play. He started some winter ball programs here so kids could practice their skills in the gyms in the winter, and so I just wanted to make sure he's noted for growing the game all over Manitoba and Canada.
My name is Gary Bowles, and I had the pleasure to be one of Joe's athletes when he was coaching at Earl Grey Community Club. Joe lived in St. James on Olive Street. I lived on Jesse Avenue, and Joe was one of those people who kept all the young kids off the street all year long by coaching baseball and coaching hockey. And it's just a lifesaver, because when kids get to be 15, 16, you can start making inappropriate choices. Joe had us tied up playing baseball, playing hockey all the time. He called a spade a lot of times. He was pretty black and white in some of his conversations with us, but he cared really, and he wanted to bring the best out in all kids. And he worked and worked and worked so that each kid could succeed to their own level, and they were part of the team. Together, everyone achieves more. That's what team means. Together, everyone achieves more. And Joe had a saying, and he never liked to brag, but he said basically, when you win, say little. When you lose, say less. He was just an icon of a gentleman, and we loved him dearly.
Coach Joe had some of the best years of my life with him, and he really taught me how to bat, how to field, just how to do it all around. Huge inspiration to me, and I'll live with what he said forever.